Hi everyone, it's Olgazar from SEO Slice. So in today's video, I want to show you one of the new features in JetOctopus, which is custom structured data extraction. This is super useful if you want to see really what types of structured data are added to the site, what pages have it. Maybe there is some problem. For example, you have the same structured data across all pages, and this is not necessarily what you intend on doing. So being aware of what structured data is used, how it's used is crucial for your success with structured data. And we all know that structured data is important for SEO. It provides extra information to Google and to other search engine bots. The information is provided in this under the hood kind of manner. And if it's done properly, if it really contains the data that's useful, that really educates Google about what the page is about, it can really help your SEO. So let me show you how to do custom structured data extraction in JetOctopus. Let's get started. Okay, so I am in JetOctopus. Now I need to go to extraction, and here you can see structured data extraction, which is basically this new feature which I really love. Recently, I've been spending a lot of time on writing structured data for my clients. Of course, there are tools that help you do that, like RankMath, but if you really want to nail it down and make sure you are doing the most, you probably have to write some structured data yourself, and you can use a tool. So my kind of setup is I use RankMath with the basic structured data. I use inlinks, which allows me to add entities, associate my pages with specific entities, which point to specific pages in Wikipedia. And I also write some structured data myself. I write that code and I put it into Sublime Text or other code editor. I add other things, the things I think are useful. Then I run it through Schema validator multiple times until everything is okay, and then I deploy on the client side. So, for example, recently I've been creating manually layered structured data, and I really add so much information that it was a very nice exercise, and I strongly recommend you do that because you will learn a ton if you write structured data by yourself in addition to using tools. Okay, so if you go to extraction, structured data extraction, you will see first how many pages of your site have structured data. So in my case is 96, which is probably, I think, the number of pages, more or less the canonical pages I have, because I have some structured data added by default to all of my pages by RankMath. Then you can see the structured data breakdown. So what types of structured data are added? And please don't tell me that my structured data of my site is messy. I know this is not ideal because I don't have time to work on the structured data for my own site. I usually work on my clients, and what I have on my site is kind of enough for me for now to work. So I have person data, web page, breadcrumb list. So these are, I think, the types that are added by default by RankMath. Then I have video object. This is also added by default by RankMath. FAQs. So this is not done by default. Website, organization, contact page, image object, about page, article, collection page. Here you can see a different kind of chart by depth and by segments, types of structured data that are on your site. And here you can see specific types, and you can choose which ones you want to add to the table. And I will show you in a second just what it really does. So let's check all of them because I want to have a deeper look at all of those structured data types in the table in just a second. Okay, so I added all to the table, and now I'm going to the table here, and now I have to do setup columns. So I am now in data tables, pages, setup columns, and here I choose structured data extraction, and I can choose which ones I want to be shown in this table. So let's stick with all of them, apply, and now I can see all of my pages page by page. I can see what page has what types of structured data. So let's say my page, what keywords does my website rank for? I can see, of course, all the like basic data, like is it indexable, status code, load time, stuff like that. And then I can see types of structured data, and I can see what's added within those specific fields. So as you can see here, this is super, super useful, and I really recommend you check that because it's way easier to check those pages in bulk in this way. So for example, I can see category page, which has the person schema and it has my address, email address. Not sure if that's ideal. I can also see that all of the pages have organization and person, and they simply put the, I think, author description into all pages. So it's basically for me, my human brain, to decide whether this makes sense, whether this is something I want on all pages. And this is the best way, I think, to learn about that types of structured data. Let's quickly go back to that structured data extraction. And so structured data breakdown, let's see person. So now I'm clicking on person, and this allows me to see all the pages that have person structured data. So very, very useful. So this is what I wanted to show you, and I strongly recommend you check that. JetOctopus is an awesome tool. You can try it for free for 7 days. The link is somewhere in the description below. If you like this video, share it with others, give me a thumbs up, give me comments, subscribe, and thank you, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.